Hey, family, be more, be more. Team talk, empowering the next generation. Look, I want to share this, right? As a parent, I want to share this as a grandfather now. I want to share this as a man that raised his nieces and nephews. My family, even though we lived a very, very unhealthy life, one thing about us, we stood together. You get me? We stood together. We didn't play. We might have done some unhealthy stuff, TikTok, but we didn't play. Barbara Jean taught us very, 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 very well, even though we went the opposite way for a while, but it turned around. But now, this is where I want to go. My mother taught me or taught us the difference between right and wrong. A lot of the old saying, family, was done in the house. What is done in the house supposed to stay in the house. That's understandable. But there was a lot of unhealthy things that was being done in the house that was tearing the family apart. Children ought to be heard. Children ought to be seen. I apologize. But not heard. That's an old myth too. Okay? I want to say, because I grew up with that misinformation, I had to raise my kids, my nieces, and my nephews totally different. I became a foster care parent provider for my nieces and nephews. My aunt took care of the younger two. My sister, all of us, no matter what, we kept it in the family. The reason why I'm saying this, family, because whenever your children are being disobedient, now, I said I was going to be smart. I was telling OG, right? I was going to wear one of my belts around my neck because I grew up with the belt, the switch, the extension cord, all that type of stuff. Miss Ida Mae, the neighbors, they would beat your butt when you showed off, and when mama came home, mama whooped your butt. You get me? That's what we grew up, a lot of us old heads grew up on. We can call it enslavement. We can call it abuse. We can call it whatever you want because, yes, some of that was there as well, which I understand today. But to them, it was called disciplining you. You get me? So now, this is what I had to learn in the process. I gave my family 3 strikes. This is what my mother taught us: to respect our elders and respect our teachers. I'm going to say it again. To respect our elders and to respect our teachers. If you was disrespectful, you got the belt. I carried that same rule with my children. I would do the 3 strikes. I would talk to you. If your teacher called me and said, Mr. Copeland, little Steve was showing off, because a lot of times they want to be a part of what the other children do, and they show their butts, I will sit down and I'm going to talk to you. It's about respecting your elders and your teachers. From what, 8 in the morning to about 2 or 3 in the evening, we're under the teacher's supervision. I kind of looked at the teachers from my mother's perspective as the babysitter during those hours. And my mother did not want us to disrespect you because you was teaching us. So that's why when we showed our butt or we did anything in that sense, we would get popped. We would get hit. If you done certain things in the community, Miss Ida May and them would discipline you as well. That was called the village. It wasn't that they was trying to deliberately hurt you or anything. They was just trying to teach you respect. I wanted to share this a little bit so people get an understanding of where I'm coming from when I talk about tough love and respect. If I sat down with my son to correct him once about disrespecting his teacher and showing his butt, a lot of times when we talk to our kids, we are downgrading them with our mouth. Right? You might not see it like that, but it's called verbal, mental, and emotional abuse with your mouth. And then after we tear them apart, we'll say, now go in your room. And if you do it again, I'm going to beat your butt. Now we done tore them down verbally, mentally, emotionally. So they in their room feeling like trash, even though we was only disciplining them. I remember I didn't even think about that. Second time, what did I tell you? Blah, 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 blah. You get me? Beating them down mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, verbally, and leaving them to wallow in self-pity and making them feel like you don't love me. And if I did it the third time, which might have been months later, I'm sharing my experience for some of y'all that don't like to be honest with yourself. 3 strikes you out. You got the belt. My children will tell you right now, the only time my father would beat us if we disrespected elders and our teachers. I think little Steve was about 10 the last time I pulled out the belt. I started talking with little Steve. Not just Steve, the girls too. And watch what I say, family. even though you point out the behaviors and everything for what they done and being disrespectful and being rude and all that type of stuff, because you cutting them, I had to turn around and tell them, Daddy love you. No matter how I would verbally, mentally, emotionally beat them down, TikTok, I had to turn around and say, I love you. I'm only doing this because I want you to be a better human being. I had to flip the script to build them back up. Did I lose you? Anytime you are hard on your children with your mouth, understand it's okay. But keep in mind, you gotta come around. You get me? And say, Daddy, love ya. Come here and give me a hug. Because their self-esteem is like down. So you talking to them now. You explaining to your children, Benny, why you in truth, why you are saying these things, because God dang it, I don't want y'all to disrespect your elders and teachers, and I don't, you teaching them how to have respect and all of that for themselves too. I had to flip it, truth. Come here. Give me a hug. I love you. And I hugged my children and I started squeezing them tight. Because they recognized I was wrong. Them. They recognize I'm going to try to do better next time. So I'm just saying this, family, because if you come to me and tell me, and mine are adults, family, Benny, truth, that my children, grown-ups, disrespected you as an adult. I mean, I'm talking about as a seasoned. Excuse me, family, because I'm drinking my Diet Pepsi and give me the hickey, the burps. But look, if they disrespect you and you tell me, in a sense, I ain't gonna believe you. But I know too, when they not around, you get it? Even to this day, family, I'm not lying. If I find out that my grown children disrespecting their senior citizens and stuff like that, their elders, why are you doing that? Why? It's like you disrespecting your dad or your mother. Y'all get what I'm saying? So the goal is you want them to be better with their attitudes, with their personality. Pray God's will. Pray they get older. Because by the time they get in their 60s, like Big Steve, what's up, Lehman? By the time they get in their 60s and they realize I'm the elder now, I'm the senior citizen, Black. I got the AAPR membership club, membership chest. Look, Ryan, look. I'm a AARP discount member. Only do they realize a day at a time. I can't believe it. That's why I'm talking the way I'm talking, right? I can't believe I'm 64. I don't care what none of y'all think or say. I can't believe it. Because at one point, I didn't think I was going to make it past 21. Oh, gee, I didn't think I was going to make it past 21. And now when I counted back, 21, 64. 64. How in the heck did you get him? A day at a time. I gotta look at who been protecting me. Now I'm gonna share this with y'all because I like sharing it on here. Because this is BMore Team Talk. And I have to watch it for TikTok's sake, the words that I use. But I gotta do this, family. At 11 years old, Yogi, I was smoking the plant. I had just graduated from the 5th grade to the 6th. I had on the suit. And I'm sitting up here, John, 13 years old. I share it all the time, family. I gotta go there. See this Tupperware cup? I had a cup about this size, straw in it, full of Thunderbird. 13 years old. John, 14 years old, people. I'm doing a cocoa leaf. 15 years old. I remember asking my cousin, I said, can you pew this? She said, yeah. Christy, 15 years old. I'm speedball. I didn't get clean, Christy, until I turned 30. Every time I tell that story, family, I want to cry. I did not know I was that hurt. I'm talking about a child. I did not know TikTok. I was that pained up. I did not know Cooper. I was running from childhood, past experiences. I didn't know. I just knew I didn't want to feel whatever I was feeling, what I was feeling at the time. When I say this, family, I think about our youth now. I've been clean for 33 years. I used to go into Shepherd Pratt and all these other facilities, Christy. And there's children in it. 9, 10. Now I'm talking about this. They was in there on more harder stuff. Mind y'all, I'm clean. That pain ain't as great as it used to be. And I felt like talking with them that young, they didn't understand a word I was saying out my mouth. I'm watching our babies. I'm seeing me. I'm seeing me. Because now when you running around and you getting high and you doing what you doing with the smugs and stuff, the only thing you doing is trying to escape your feelings and emotions, right? So it took me to see these children in these facilities when they should be out there enjoying their life. They in recovery. All right, OG. They're in recovery. I remember my mother asked me, right? And I will share this every freaking time. Steve, what is wrong with you? I didn't know. I couldn't tell her. She said, Steve, what is those things on your arms? I was so embarrassed. I was about 15. I said, railroad tracks. You know the dark marks, right? My mother passed when I was 26 years old. I got clean at 30. I started doing some work on myself. This what was going on with me. Now I can talk. Mom is gone. Now I can put my words together to tell her where I'm at. Why I did what I did, what I did. That's why I say, parents, y'all are the biggest voice for the youth, as far as when it comes to helping them get the proper help that they need. Sometimes parents, because we are too close and they know we love them, we care for them, we want the best for them, that's where your professional services come into play. Like a mentor, like a counselor, like a therapist. And then you hope and pray that it doesn't get to the point of the psychiatrist. Because once it leads to the psychiatrist, there's psychological issues that they're going to diagnose them with. And it might just be life trauma, hearing voices, seeing ghosts, seeing things. It doesn't make some people sick. They have special gifts. When we was younger, I know I had an imaginary friend. Sometimes I wonder where that sucker at today. That I can go back and enjoy myself and don't deal with reality sometimes. But that's not reality. But then when you have children who are hurt because of uncle, because of auntie, because of dad, because of some mothers, some brothers, some sisters, smexing them, abusing them mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, turn them apart. Parents, keep that third eye on your children. When you have daughters, babies. They don't want to. No, wait a minute, OG. When you have babies, infants like, do not leave them around any and everybody unprotected. Okay? That's how a lot of our children get taken advantage of. Because you leaving them in the comfort, so you think, of unhealthy people. And 9 times out of 10, you know Uncle Ben like doing stuff anyway. But you just hope Uncle Ben don't do it to yours. That's why as parents, we have to be real, real careful. And if you got a daughter and she might seem hotter than ever, maybe you need to figure out or get to the root cause of why she tends to be hotter than ever when she's only 9, 10. She's not even 13. Going through the cycle process, going through certain things. You can look at the young men too. You can look at them too. But basically, what we have a tendency of doing, I didn't do that with mine. I embraced my daughters. I watched them as they started feeling beautiful about themselves, sexy about themselves, because they would put on certain things that made them feel special. And I knew what it was. They was admiring themselves as young women or young ladies. I'm a father of mostly girls. That's how I know. I seen the transitioning. I can say that. From being 8, 9, 10. Training bras. I took them shopping more than their mama did. And certain things that I knew that these no good rotten men might look at your baby and say, whoa, she fine as all outdoors because she got something on, because she feeling good about herself. You get me? She not doing it for his old attention. She doing it because she feel good about herself. And be honest with you, if I recognized it in you, I'm going to tell you, I'm backing up, bro. That's mine right there. That's my daughter. I don't play it. And you get the utmost respect when you point certain things out. Because I understand men. Okay? Now, if you're looking at somebody that's young and immature, not developed, you got a serious problem. Even if you're looking at them, and I'm going to say they're under 18, they might look just like women, built to. But still, you try not to step across certain lines. Respect. I didn't just raise my daughters. I raised a lot of their girlfriends. Because when I look at my 37-year-old, when I look at the 31-year-old, when I look at the 27-year-old, when I look at the 25-year-old, I raised not just my daughters, their girlfriends used to come over and stay the night too. So I watched them from a young age, growing up and developing to the point where I had to tell my daughter, oh, they can't come over like that. They can't keep coming over like that no more. Because when you looking at little girls becoming little women, it's Now I'm being real with you. I ain't got to lie about nothing. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of the attention that I gave to my daughters, that love, that affection, their girlfriends that didn't have a father in their life wanted the same attention, love, and affection. And if you are a no good crutball turkey, you'll step across the line. And I thank God when I look back over my life with them, OG, I did not step across that line. They only wanted affection. They only wanted attention. They only wanted that father love in their life. I already knew all that. And I understand. It's not to justify it. It's not to rationalize it. I understand why some fathers end up sleeping with their daughter's girlfriends. Right? And guess what? I be wanting to, good, but guess what? I got to understand that's them. They got to deal with it. But the thing is, I had brothers talk to me in recovery, OG, that trusted me enough to come to me and talk with me. And yeah, the first thing you want to do, good. It's like, oop, you catch yourself. Because they are letting you know a behavior that they practice. Some of them still might be caught up in it. Some of them might have did it, and it might have been like 5 years ago, 3 years ago. I'm talking about during the time y'all talk. But believe me, they was like 14, 15 when they told me stuff like this. I didn't sponsored men that was married. I did not know at the time what being on the down low was until they told me. Did I judge them? No, I did not. I knew they was married, but I knew they liked it such and such and such too. And then somebody wrote that book. A man wrote that book. Now, I'm only sharing this with y'all family because when you're dealing with individuals, and I'm going to share this right here. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you. Thank you. My stepdaughter and my little cousin, they was 10 years old. And they told me that they liked to sing. Now, as grown-ups, we can go on our head because that's not what we desire. You get me? And we could say, oh, it's just a phase. It's just this, it's just that. In some cases, a lot. It is. But no matter what, I told them, I don't care. I love you anyway. Because the whole goal, I want them to be happy with themselves. And I'm talking about our children. Whatever decisions they make in life, they got to be okay with it. The same way we make decisions as an adult. Even if we know it's wrong, we got to be all right with it. The same way with the youth. When they make decisions that we feel like is totally out of place, we feel like it. Look at what I'm saying. Because it's not us, but it's them. Like in the Bible, when the Bible says, right? And I'm only using this as an example, so catch me. Thou shalt not lie with another man as thou would a woman. You think men don't desire other men? You think men don't find other men attractive? The point is, you don't need to go there. But guess what? Some men will. But now, biblically, the Bible told me that I should not live with a man as I would a woman. I said, okay. Okay? Because that's what the Bible told me. The Bible told me too, OG, I shouldn't sleep with my neighbor's wife. No matter how beautiful she look, no matter how sexy she is, and their daughters. I ain't gonna say I've been perfect in that area. I haven't slept with a married woman, I can tell you that much. I might have looked at the mother back in the days, family. The mother might have liked me. But if she had a daughter over 18 back during them days, I look at the mother, but I'm admiring your daughter. And they knew. They knew. A lot of women in recovery. If a lady, if somebody came for me, like, ooh, he fine, he this and that, they be like, girl, you ain't got nothing coming. Here, do your daughter before you do you. I'm telling you. I had women tell me from time to time, like they might have brought their daughters to the meetings with them. I'm a well-dressed man, carry it well. They'd tell me later, said, my daughter asked about you. I said, yeah. And I told her, Gary, you don't want to talk to him. And he like, I'm young. I'm telling you, OG. I'm telling you. The women in NA, they know my story. Now, I got 33 years. Most of them I mess with, I end up having more clean time than them. But I'm not talking about in the meeting. They was outside of the meeting because I try not to mix those two together. Now, and if you came in the meeting to get help, I ain't 13 stepping you. But if you get to that point where you run back out and I know you're not in the program and I run across you. Now, this was years and years and years ago. I used to practice those behaviors. But that's not where I'm at. Even with the church. Even with the church. Women find you attractive. The younger, when I say younger, I'm talking about they of age, but you know they're young. And a lot of them will find you attractive because you are more mature. You are more stable. It's not just that for older men, and I wanted to share this the other day on the platform, the reason why some younger females will find older men attractive, because it's not just what the man say out his mouth. He's actually doing what he says. That's what younger females told me back in the days. The difference between somebody like myself, Robin, and younger men that's still putting their life in order. I can tell y'all right now, that's why I like to kid and joke and say I'm a retired sugar daddy, right? Because I ain't had no problem taking them shopping, movies, dinner, all that. I ain't had no problem with that if I wanted it like that. But I can tell y'all this. A lot of them didn't want to sleep with me. They ain't want to sleep with me. They just wanted the attention. But then when it got to the point, I wasn't going to give them attention like that no more. Then they allowed me to go there. I knew all that. I knew it. Because that's part of the game. Once you understand the game, you play the game. And brothers, it's not to talk bad about you. I ain't no different than you. I'm a man. You're a man. I know how we think. I know how we hunt. I know how we chase. That's not everybody, though. But if you are a conniving, no good, wanky, like I used to practice, then we can relate. Because I'm no different than any other man. It's just I compromised a lot of my morals, my values, my principles. I went against them. I sold myself. Because anytime you go against your own morals, values, principles, integrity, you selling yourself short. Not your wife, not your girlfriend. I'm talking about that individual. We can do it both ways. If it's a woman that's selling herself short, she's going against her morals, her principles, her values, and she's taking the most precious thing she had, her body, and putting it with other people. Then flip the script, because I had to look at me. I sold myself short. I cheated on myself. I went against my own commitments. That's why I try to talk with our youth, to teach them how to respect themselves, love themselves, care for themselves. It's about self. You don't have to go out there and be a part of everything or be associated with unhealthy stuff, young. I did. I didn't understand it then. So that's why I do the talk shows, family, because I want to reach our youth as well. I want to have an open dialogue. If you are, God knows, my platform is basically from 13 and up to 19 or older. But if you 10, 11, and you been hurt, somebody need to know so you can get the proper help. When I sat down, and I started my proposal. Basically, if you hear me say the multi-purpose center, the youth center, and all that's under one umbrella. I was looking at Johnny, I was looking at like 9, 10-year-olds, young girls having babies, right? They stuck in the house, they can't come out. Smart, bright, intelligent, 10 years old, 11 years old, with a baby. What happened? What happened? Was it something that she ended up doing with somebody around her age? Or was it an uncle? Was it a brother? Was it a father? So as I was writing that, and I said, I want a therapist to come in. I want a counselor to come in. Because I want the youth to be able to talk about where they at and what's going on with them and how they feel. And then it hit me. I said, somebody gonna go to prison. Because when you got young children having babies, somebody gotta have a seed to put there for them to get there. And I said, somebody going to prison for raping. It could have started out when they was 3, 4, 5, 6. Now they at that point that, they having those cycles where they could get pregnant. I said, when our youth start talking in that sense, Joanne, we got to get them the proper help that they need. And I said, somebody going to prison. As a former foster care provider, I understand the process. As a person who helped women who have lost their children get back their children, I ain't no freaking joke. Let me make this clear to a lot of y'all. A lot of y'all like to just talk and run off at your mouth and sound good. I'm about solutions. And I try to deal with people, family, that's about solution. Getting to the root cause. Little Steve, daddy love you and you know it. Sienna, daddy love you and you know it. Tashir, Kaya, Shayna, Ebony, Derek, all of my nieces, all of my nephews. as a community activist, as a community organizer, as a person that do meetings, harm reduction in the community of color, safety in the war zone, come from the street. I ain't no freaking joke. You can look at me all you want and say, oh, he mad, oh, he evil. Oh, no, he's not. He's staying firm. Do y'all know hey, felon, do y'all know the balls that it took for me to get here and stand here? I was going to say little balls, right? But let me watch it for TikTok. Say, hey, I got to watch it, felon. I got to watch it. I don't freaking play. I did not play when I was in the streets. And when it come to people's lives, I love what Felon does too. Felon work with the women and stuff like that. I love what this man do. Sometimes he don't like my approach, but I don't care. I love you, bro. I'll be watching you over there dancing and showing off, Felon, with them beautiful pictures. He worked with the women. I love it. Marlo Hargrove worked with the men. Returning citizens and stuff like that. Janet Graham in Baltimore City, no struggle, no success. She worked with the men. I think she do women too. But she worked with the men. And I found out, family, she worked with the youth as well. Just coming home, being incarcerated. She go get them and put them into a temporary housing, you know, the programs. Janet Graham. Felon. He was the one, thank you, Felon. He was the one that, like when I shared my story, he was the one that told me to let people know I'm not talking about practicing those behaviors like right now, because the way I talk, you would think I'm talking about like now. No, I'm talking about stuff that I used to do years ago. I don't do no more. So Felon was the one that sent me a message. Well, him and I talked. And he said, make sure when you share, you help people to understand you used to be like that. This is stuff that happens well over like 12 years ago, stuff like that. So that's why I share my experience, my strengths, and my hopes. But it was Felon that talked to me and told me to make that clear. So a lot of times when I'm on platforms, I have to help people understand that I'm OG. You know, I'm older now. So a lot of the behaviors that I might, when I answer the prompt, I'm talking about something that I used to do, not something that I'm doing now. So I learned from those mistakes, you get me? Because I don't want to confuse nobody. And I'm going to tell you something too, Angie. But I try to tell people, they be like, oh, I'm going to debate you. I said, you don't want to touch that. You don't want to touch it. Been there, did it, done it. So how you going to debate something that a person already done been through? Now, if you want to ask a question, how was you able to do anything on it? Now ask the question. But do not come back and try to debate something I said. You're going to lose every time with me. I use my personal experience to help others gain a life worth living. And if you don't do stuff like that, you want to talk it, but you don't walk it for the people, for us to heal together. You got to talk it first. You hear what I'm talking about? Pretty Brown, you hear me, baby? You hear what I'm talking about? You hear what I'm saying out my mouth? And I tell anybody, my actions, Pretty Brown. Whatever I say out my mouth, my actions speak louder than anything I can say out my mouth. Watch what I do. How many men you know can say that and stand firm? Watch what I do. Not just me. I had to put people in my life, like-minded people, family. You get me? People that's serious about wanting to help build back up in the community. Most of all, the block community. You can talk all this junk. We need to buy land over in Joanna and all of that stuff when you in your inner poor communities are falling apart. Why are we not collecting money to build back up? That's where most of your black people is at. In your poor, marginalized communities. Well, we need to build a land just for us. You got it. Invest your money back into your marginalized communities. Create schools. We got a lot of schools that they're closing down in Baltimore City, and it's in other cities too. Invest your money in rehabbing and redesigning them schools. You got shopping centers. You got vacant buildings. It's right there in your face. It's right in your face. And then y'all wonder why our children are behaving the way they are. And that's not all of them. But the ones that's out there that's losing it and needing our help the most. Y'all don't like to hear that. Y'all don't like to hear it. Now, let me show y'all something. And I have more that I can put on here, right? I have a page. I said I'm gonna buy me a little notebook and probably paste all of this in there. I have 50 on this paper. Nonprofits, businesses, and programs. It's mostly blacks in Baltimore City that's doing some great job, great work. I come on y'all platforms, y'all had people up there just running off at their freaking mouth. Ain't doing nothing. Won't even tell you what city they in, what they doing to help rebuild up in that city. See, I'm going to ask you stuff like this. If you sound like you really, really, really care, I'm going to ask you, well, what are you doing to help make a difference? What organizations do you work with? What city you in? Chicago? Detroit? We got people listening to this live in all areas, cross seas too. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just read this a list of people that programs that I know in Baltimore City. They basically work with the youth. Some of them have like programs for returning citizens, men and women. Senator Cory McCray, I sent him a message. I said, man, I'm so proud of you. Even though he's a politician, his business is rehabbing and revitalizing houses for low to moderate income people. I didn't know that at first. I just looked at him as a senator. But he's deep involved in the community as well. Sean Stanton, He's in the House of Delegates now. He worked at the mayor's office. This guy have a group of youth that he works with that cleans up around in Baltimore City. These brothers I'm proud of. They fathers, grandfathers, they don't have to do this. They on LinkedIn. Then you got Marlo Hargrove, which is my business partner with the FACE program. You got Dr. Lady J. She has her own talk show. You got Plus Jones, him and his wife. They have a construction site. They can build shopping centers, all that stuff. You got James Torrance. He's a council member for the 7th District. You got Antonio Glover. He's a councilman for the 13th District. The reason why I'm saying these names, these are politicians basically. I watched them serving, or I watched them mingling with the people as well. So that lets me see, even though they are lawmakers, they involved in the community because they want the best for the people. Tough love. Can our children, youth, and young adults handle tough love? The reason why I put that there, as a parent family, we got to discipline our children. Now, I got to do this because I probably end this around 7:30 because I feel like I'm winding down. I cannot do this by myself. I tell y'all over and over and over and over. That's why I look for people to come up to talk about and share their experiences as well. As a parent, from what I'm understanding, and I'm looking at my Facebook stuff, a lot more youth are tuning in to the talk shows. They might not be actually saying nothing, but in that area, it's showing me that I'm reaching a lot more of our youth. I'm between the ages, and then you got your youth, then you have your young adults, more like your teenagers. You get me? So it's letting me know that they are watching. They might not be saying nothing yet. So the goal is, because I'm on TikTok, and if you want to come on the platform and just talk, you are very, 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 very welcome with Big Uncle Steve. Okay? Wherever you at, how you feel, family, my thing is I want you to get it off you. I don't want to see you, getting yourself in trouble where you might be behind them bars, even our youth. But let me read this right here because this is something I sent back out too. BMore Team Talk, empowering the next generation. And y'all know the topic, it's right over here, but I'm reading this for my live stream platform. Handling tough love and respect. A 5-step phase. Number 1, and this time I'm dealing with our youth. Number 1, be clear and consistent. Set rules and expectations. Stick to them with love. Talking about the parent or the adult or the mentor, whoever dealing with the youth. Okay. 2, speak with respect. Remember I said the mental, the emotional, and the verbal abuse, when we tend to do that, it'll tear their spirits down, but we have to build it back up. Just let them know, because our mouth can be a horrible weapon. You get me? So it said use words to build up, not tear down. You get it? Number 3, listen before you react. Hear their side. Remember, I say this about the parents. We listen and we try not to judge. We listen and we try not to judge. Listen before you react. Hear their side. Show you care. Then guide with wisdom. 4, teach. Don't just tell. Explain why behind the no and the eyes. I mean, in the yes, I'm sorry. Because when I said eyes, I thought it was like look them in their eyes as you talk with them. That's what popped in my head. It said teach. I'm back at 4 because just to help y'all understand again. It said teach. Don't just tell. Explain the why behind the no and yes. I said I need to learn that one more when it comes to my children, because sometimes I don't know how to tell them suckers no. Dad, can you this? Dad, can you? No. Dad, no. I gotta practice. No. Okay. How much you saying? No. Look, I said, I'm telling y'all, my kids, I'm like, you know what? Y'all are grown. Be bothering me. Ain't that though? Number 5, family. Follow up with love. Follow up with love. Check in, encourage growth, and celebrate progress. And I wanted these 5 steps, family, because these are things that I have to practice with mine. Right? And I just sent like a message over as a parent, and what I'm talking about over to chat GBT. And I will mention the 5 phases myself. They will go in and break it down. And that's what I love about it. Because it helps me better explain it. I might keep this same prompt for tomorrow. But I might send something over to chat GBT where we can talk about stuff like grape, smacks, puberty, going through that. But I want to send it over to them. It's like talk with them. where they can give me better language towards using because of TikTok. So it's more like TikTok friendly language. Because I want us family. And I'm talking to my parents. We do not expect for nobody to touch our children. We do not expect the bullying and all this type of stuff, right? We know our children want to be a part of. So we know peer pressure is real. We know it's real. And that's why a lot of our children become part of certain groups, certain gangs, because they want to feel love. I'm just stuck on this as a parent because no matter what, we had to stay on top of our children. Like who they hung out with. Little Steve grew up because he played soccer with mostly white people. I don't look at white people no different than I do black people or whoever. I don't care what your culture is. You're a human being just like me. I don't get all into that. So I remember asking Little Steve family when he was younger, because he grew up, playing soccer with mostly white people. Then I realized you got Africans, you got Mexicans. I mean, through his journey, I met a lot of different nationalities. Chinese, the Japanese. Taking my son to Amsterdam. Taking my son to Niagara Falls to play. Because he played traveling. He still played. He was telling me he's like, Dad, because he's a very, very, very good soccer player. A lot of people don't like playing up against Little Steve. I already knew that. I already knew it. I already knew it. He's good at what he do. And I said this to Little Steve family, and I'm still talking about the team talk. If it get to that point that he might be losing a desire, not for soccer itself. I know he's not going to lose it for soccer because he loves soccer. But to go overseas, to go in another, country or, place. If you get to that point that you don't really want to take that route, get with a team here. He don't like indoor soccer. I tried to get him to go and play with the Blast and all that. He can go play with Kevin Healy. But Little Steve don't like indoors. He like outdoors. He like the space. But my thing is, if it get to that point, now I'm going to tell y'all, the goal is to open up a multi-purpose center. The goal is to get that space where we can play soccer, where we can play cricket, where we can play volleyball. My thing is for the inner city youth. Golf. For the inner city youth. I sent this over to AI. Maurice Thompson of Yonkers, New York. Sub Swabier is the name of his program with that he worked with youth. Do you know down the bottom, it had the communication that Swabiar had with the Baltimore's Real Team Talk Show? I said, I be goddamn. That's where this inspiration came from. And I know you looking, bro. I just want you to know. When it comes to putting that multi-purpose center together, I already know he's in the music, production studio, all of that. That's the goal with everything I'm doing. Y'all see behind me, right? Y'all can see LaTanya Copeland, the Team Talk Show. Then you see LaTanya Copeland, the LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope. Then you see to the other side of me, right? I can't say left or right because I'm sitting right here. You see Big Steve, strengthen the community. The reason why I'm saying this, family, it's not personally me. It's God that's using me. To create programs, to create solutions. See where it says the LaTanya, that's LaTanya, my sister, the House of Hope program. This is Steve Copeland. When I talk about my 12-step spiritual program, I got these designed, the backgrounds, right? So that we can talk. When you hear me talk about my 12-step spiritual program, I'm repeating the recovery aspect, right? Spiritually. Look at me showing my phone. Now, underneath of this, right? This is the Team Talk Show stuff. So I had to merge all of this together, if you get me. Now, mind y'all, this is not something I decided to do. I retired from trucking at 58 because of my diabetes. But I'm already working in the community, had the talk show and all this type of stuff, right? But that's not something I planned, family. That's not. As an ordained deacon, I knew I had a calling on my life since I was young. The only thing I can say now is I became obedient, you get me, to that calling. I ran for years. On my live stream, Jose and Marlon, on my StreamYard, I can bring up 10 people. On my TikTok, basically I can bring up 8. And most of the people that comes on are from TikTok. I got my iPhone real close to my iPad. So whenever somebody's talking and educating the community, they can hear them. Until I get better with my StreamYard and inviting people, I wish it was real simple like TikTok was, where I could invite people Now, y'all are watching me on YouTube. You're watching me on TikTok. No, I'm sorry. Y'all already watching me on TikTok. Twitter. I got the 3 T's. I even call A7. I even call what is it, Twitter? Even though it's X, I'll say Twitter, right? So I'm looking at it, right? Y'all are watching me. I'm live on Twitch. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on Steve Copeland Facebook. I'm live on another one of my, no, that's Strengthen the Community, LLC. On Facebook, I'm streaming live. And I'm streaming live to my regular Facebook page, my main. So actually all together right here, sitting where I'm at, I'm streaming live to 7 platforms at one time. And what I'll do, once this ends, is going to generate small clips. And it's going to send them out for me. And the ones that they don't send to, like BMore and certain places, I'll send those small clips out myself. This is no joke, family. This how 7. This how Big Unc, Lil. This is how I commercialize and advertise the business. That's why I want y'all to understand I'm not your regular, like TikTok live stream platform. This is how. I'm sorry, I'm messing with my other phone. This is how. And if you want to call it ego, pride, all that, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. When I talk about strengthening the community, and I talk about being a community activist, a community organizer, listen to what I'm saying, community outreach coordinator, civil rights advocate, human rights advocate, homeless advocate. I'm talking about community stuff. I'm talking about actually building back up in the areas that we talk about that really need our help the most. I'm not stuck on the white man for TikTok's sake, YT, because I realize they ain't all white. They don't want nothing for us. Y'all better wake up. And when you are like-minded like me, and what I mean when I say like-minded like me, right, I'm talking about us coming together like I hear what y'all be saying. We come together as a unit. What y'all think the live stream is here for? I don't need you arguing up here. I don't need you fussing up here. Don't come up here with that. But if you got information, Lenore, and I know you understand, Queen, if you got solutions, 7, nephew, Lenore, this is what Big Unc is about. I'm about solutions. And I can tell y'all personally, right, with the housing program, I don't just house Black people. I get all races might reach out, Mr. Copeland, can you help me? Or the lady might call me, right? And she got 2, 3 kids, but she need the help. If I can't do it, I'm going to send her over to Coco. If I can't do it, I'm going to send her over to Kevin Snowden. They charge a lot more than me, but because you have to have some type of income. Because I am only temporary Keep in mind, I only do temporary to permanent housing. The goal is to get you prepared to prayfully you won't fall again on hard times. You get me? Because sometimes we can come irresponsible with our finances. I ain't gonna judge you. I'm gonna see how we can help you move forward. You got 5 kids? I'm gonna see how we can help you to become more financially independent and taking care of yours. Prayfully. Prayfully. You don't have to rely on the state and government funding. But 9 times out of 10, if you got 5 children, $80,000 job, now you probably can pay for a decent home, gas and electric, BGE, compute, internet, car payment. So I want to make sure with our program that we financially prepare you for that and your children. They got programs out there that will actually help. You got a 17, 18-year-old, get ready to graduate, want to go to college. Oh, they got programs out there for that. You just got to know how to hook up with Mr. Steve so Mr. Steve can hook you up. Remember the hookup days in the street? Look, I'm going to hook you up. That's why I stay close to our politicians. With our lawmakers. And I'm going to share this too. It's not personal. Okay? If a lot of y'all never heard of me, that's because you're not involved in community stuff. You're not involved with your politicians. So if you're not in that arena, you won't know about Steve Copeland. You might have heard certain things, but you won't know unless you are actually involved in fighting for the democracy of the people, in fighting for their civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights. I can't do it by myself. So I had to join organizations, the Innocent Projects, American Civil Liberty Union, the Center for Popular Democracy. These are international groups. They just don't fight for American people. They fight for the international people, rights, laws, and all that too. Look them up. I sent all of that to AI, right? About are they the same type of groups? AI said no. But it broke down what they do. And then once I sent something back and say, yeah, because I'm a community activist, I'm a community organizer, I do this. And they said, now we understand why you asked. Because you grassroots, you on the ground. So you do a little bit of everything. And I sent AI a message back. And I said, those are just titles. They're hats that I wear. Ordained deacon, community activist, human rights advocate, homeless advocate, minister for Christ. Now that's ministry. And they said, now we understand a lot better. I'm just a human being that want the best for the people. I can tell you right now, and I'm not like a lot of y'all that like to just run off at my mouth. I like actions. And I even mentioned to AI, because they already know that in the eyesight of our lawmakers, I'm a problem. But guess what I had to do, family? Humble myself and understand that they have a job to do and we have a job to do. So when you become a human rights advocate, when you become a civil rights advocate, you are fighting for certain laws that tends to hurt the people, either way it goes. Whether they are immigrants, whether they are American citizens, you have organizations out there that fights for their liberty as a whole. And the reason why I'm saying this, that's all I do. And this is my way of using my voice as well. I'm a community journalist. I'm a voice for Baltimore City. I'm not on the front line like I used to be. So my goal is to empower the next generation to stand up and become leaders of today. We have to teach them, family. Some becoming lawyers, some becoming doctors, some becoming bricklayers, some becoming construction workers, masonaries, tractor trailer drivers. Some of them might start out driving tractors and end up buying tractors and starting their own companies. Some of them might start out working as an electrician for some other company. Then they open up their own. Now look where I'm coming from. Mostly start out young. A lot of them, you get into these apprenticeship programs or go to college. By the time they get 30, well, in their 20s, close to 30, some of them have their own places, their own cars, their own houses. What's up, Azra? That's how you prepare your children. Because I'm telling you, that's how mine's prepared. I can sit here right now and tell you, my daughters, independent women. And I want to say this to any one of you brothers. Daddy, and that's not to exclude their mother. Please don't get it wrong. I taught my daughters how to be independent and responsible just in case they don't meet a man that can actually help them or carry that. You get me? That's the same way Barbara Jean taught me. At a young age, men take care of their responsibilities. I know how to cook, clean, sew, all that stuff. Except for my 25-year-old, she don't know how to cook or little Steve. And she got her own place. So I be like, well, what do you be doing? I'm like, oh my God. She skipped. What's up with that? Who Jedi? I'm like, oh my God, we skipped them two because Steve can't cook and she can't cook. But I know with Lil Steve, Lil Steve gonna have somebody cook for him. I'm telling y'all now. I know my son. I'm telling y'all now. But look, they're very, very independent women. And I'm gonna say this to you brothers. If you sit back and tell me the way I raise my daughters is not healthy or not good, I know you're not a man. You still a boy. Why would you tell a father something like that? When he raised his daughters, he's laying down morals, values, and principles which you can recognize in a responsible and productive man. Why would you tell a father something like that? Not realizing the moment you open up your mouth to say, yeah, but it's going to be hard for them to find. No, that's you. You can't meet their expectations. That's what you're saying. You. Brothers, y'all better watch it. You know OG paying a lot of attention. And anytime y'all start talking about women, right? Educated women went to school, got diplomas, got letters behind their names, financially doing well. Most of them have their own places, cars. And you feel intimidated as a man? Do you think as a father, I would want you in my daughter's life? Come in. You want me to go to that level? And I'm from the streets. 9th grade education. But run my own stuff. Who do you think had to pay for part of their college tuition? Their mother and father. Now, if I am a responsible, productive man, done foster care, mentored young men, grew up without a father, my goal is to be a better father to mine than what mine was to me. I didn't see him send something up. If he want to come up, he can come up. So I'm telling y'all, as a wise, strong, black, melanated king of a man, I raised mine very well. And I am proud of them. And my thing is, if you come in their life financially, brothers, I understand you might not make over $100,000 a year. I don't want them to look down on you. Don't get it wrong. But it's not all about the money. Can you match them mentally, emotionally, spiritually? Do you know how to love yourself? Do you know how to embrace yourself? Because when you sure of yourself with that love and kindness and gentleness and warmth, you're only going to give it back. Do you have it to give to them? Because normally if you're in your 30s, it's all about how you can go bang, 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 bang. Because you'll brag on your wing wang. I did. Normally when you get in your 40s, you might brag, but not as much, because by this time you're making sure you got stuff set up the way you want. So when you get in your 50s, you can start settling down. So when you get in your 60s, in some cases, like I did, retired at 58, started my own LLC. I have people that works with me. I have professionals that I can send clients to get the professional help that they need. Building back up in the communities. Strengthen the community. A new BMore city. Rebuilding our communities. Listen to what I'm saying. Stephen Copeland Jr. Sports and talents. It's all about building back up in the black community. Empowering the next generation. Big Unc ain't no joke. Stop playing with me. My thing is, I need you. I'm tired If you want to know about being a community organizer, guess what? I can help you understand. I can teach you. If you want to know about being a community activist, being a human rights advocate, being a homeless advocate, fighting for our people's liberty, democracy, empowering the next generation, even the ones that's out there wreaking mayhem all over. You talk with them. Come here. Why you blah, 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 blah? Because in my case, right, I'm big on. You got that right. OG, you got that one right. Dad, you got that one right. Pop to some of them. Come here, nephew. Give me a hug. What's up? Might have to give him that face. You get it? What's that? And they be like, yeah, you can tell he's a retired OG. You got to make them feel special. Look, I don't want to see you caught up in the system. What type of visions? Like, some of us dream visionary. Hey, what's up, Bridge? Some of us dream, like in my case, my buddy just came up. My goal, my passion, vision was to be a tractor trailer driver or even a cook. Culinary school. Tractor trailer wanted out. So I got my class A's at 21. I'm going to tell y'all, I love driving tractor trailers. That's how I was able to take care of my family. I know the money you can make doing that. I retired at 58 because I had to go back on insulin. My sugar went out of whack. But I went, I'm sorry. Hamel Builders donated a 16-foot box truck to me. Matter of fact, they gave me the truck. I can get 8 pallets on that truck. When I say get 8 pallets, I'm talking about free stuff to give back. Furniture, food, clothing. I want a 28-footer. The goal is to help people move too, but not to charge them my arm and the leg. You get me? I don't mind doing it for free. But gas and all that costs money. Then you got to get people together to help move their stuff. That's when I use a lot of our younger men. Might pay them $20 an hour. Might take 3 hours. You'd be surprised because they work for what they wanted. And you encourage them. I'm talking about our young men, our young women too. I'm proud of you. Don't you let me see you with that on no more. Because if I find out it's very, 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 very attractive to us old men, I don't want us to disrespect you. Come on. Talk with my daughters. Me and my daughters talk. When they hook up on certain things, vision, I be like, oh my God, you are so beautiful. You gorgeous. You this, you that. You my queen. They be like, all right, Dad. I only say it to build up their self-esteem. Now, and if you tell them that, guys, you tell my daughters, girl, you beautiful, you sexy, you gorgeous. This is what I told them to say, Amy and Zachary. If a guy say you're beautiful, sexy, gorgeous, just say thank you. Because you already know it. You get that part? That's how I had to teach my daughters. And then if he old, like daddy, trying to get that wang wang, just tell him you don't mess with an old man. Say not being smart. My father might not like it. And I'm going to tell y'all certain things, and the reason why I told my daughters this. Sometimes a guy will get offended. Then he'll turn around and call them out their names, disrespect them, stuff like that. Now, I'm going to tell you, I come from the streets. You disrespect mine, and I know where you at, I'm going to come and talk to you. It ain't about tearing you apart or doing nothing like that. I'm going to come as a dad, as an OG, as a man. Please don't do that again. Not to mine. I've done it on a lot of occasions. I'll step up to you. Come here, let's talk. Such and such and such and such and such. I'm telling you about Steve Copeland. So now, showing y'all the love and the respect. Can our children handle tough love? So I'm going to say this as a father, as a parent, and the women understand too. If your child or your young adult is showing their butt and you have to verbally, because you know we're going to go at them, right? You shouldn't be doing it. You shouldn't be, we're going to take that, right? Understand it's okay. But in the midst of it, when you finish, come here. You know I love you, right? I don't want you to be disrespectful. I don't want, because see, once we turned down, and I learned this with the mouth and everything, I wanted to grab my belt. But look, with the mouth and everything, right? Because it's just a form of discipline. Rather than beat them, turn them apart. No. I love you. Don't do it again. I taught you better than that. And this is how I had to start raising him. The last time, like I said, little Steve 23. The last time I whooped that butt, he disrespected his teacher. I went up to the school, took him out the class, took him around the hall, and told him wipe his eyes, come here, give me a hug, and I told him go back in the room. But you know what? We don't always have to come that route. I'm telling you as a parent. I'm telling you as a person that was taught how to better deal with your children or children, period. Because by this time, I became a foster parent. So being a foster parent, they teaches you how to deal with troubled youth in a more healthier way. And the same way I was able to learn that was the same rules and ways that I began to raise mine. The goal is, with me, if I have to, become a licensed foster care provider, again, I will, because of my housing program. But now, if I decide to do that, I have to make sure I got the proper staff together to work with the youth. Because when you got children, normally in foster care, they got a lot of trauma going on. So you have to make sure you got the proper team, security and all that. Already know that, to actually watch over them. So look, it's almost 8 o'clock. I love y'all. OG, I wanted you to come a certain way, bro. But because I know you're a little rough neck. But when it comes to our people, I'm not for the bull crap. Talk is cheap. Thank you, Lisa Pierce, because she taught me a long time ago. Mr. Copeland, we hear you. We need to see what you're doing. So that's why I learned from her, businesswoman, right? It's okay to do this. It's okay. But we need to actually see what you're doing. That's why I say my actions speak louder than anything I could say out my mouth. I'm not by myself. I have other people with housing programs. If you got the proper money, you got the money. I got landlords that will work with you. But my thing is, I want you to come through the program so that we can teach you how to be more responsible and productive in taking care of your place and making sure that you pay your bill on time every month. Because I don't want to see you back out there again. You get me? Even though with me, right? That's the whole goal, trying to turn it around. And I was talking to somebody one day and they said, yeah, but they still might just start doing it again. And I understand. But when I'm saying certain things, stop throwing that monkey bar in there. Keep it in a sense of hope. If you got 100 clients that you're working with, you might have at least 10 that will really be successful and graduate from the program. I don't like those numbers. I don't know, but look, I don't know what it is. But anyway, thanks, bro. I don't know what it is. I know certain things is not meant. BMore. Yeah. BMore. Teen Talk. I just want our youth to know you're welcome. Not just on BMore Teen Talk. We're on 7 days a week. The couch conversation or the couch talk. The couch. I fixed it where parents, you want to come up, your youth there, let's talk. Because I fixed it where now on both shows, it's not age restricted. So you're very welcome. I'm going to find a way to put my disclaimer up. And please, this is not your message channel. Do not. Do not. You ain't got to debate nobody because you're going down. If you don't have personal experience to help a person grow, don't take it personal with Big Steve. I don't need you here. Now, if you have some healthy ideas, thoughts, because you might see a bigger picture compared to where that person is at. And then you might say, well, try this right here, try that right there, based around what you think, how you feel, your opinion. I respect that. Okay. I had to pray on that because your thoughts, opinion, and ideas matter to you. And you might feel like you giving healthy and great suggestions. You get me? So I said I'm gonna start welcoming it. All right. But it's not for us to argue. Whatever you say out your mouth, I want you to say something inspiring, encouraging, motivating. We already know the struggle. We already know the challenge, right? But I want us to do the lifting. Like, God dang it, you can overcome. Because look how I got excited saying that. I already know, OG. So look, thank y'all. Thank you, OG. I don't know what happened, but I know sometimes I'm gonna put it like this. Things happen for a reason. And it probably was meant for me to just run off in my mouth. What's up, Merv? So, all right, family. Baltimore City, I love y'all. TikTok, love y'all. Twitch, love y'all. YouTube, love y'all. My Facebook page is Strengthen the Community. I love y'all. Stephen Copeland. I love y'all. Stephen Copeland 909 at yahoo.com. I know that's my main live stream page y'all looking at me from. I love y'all. I know we're being seen in the UK. I know it said Ghana, but it mentioned something like the UK. I think it said the UK and Canada when I seen it the other day, but I can tell y'all right now, the majority of the viewers are coming from the United States. Even though I don't see a lot of y'all, it shows me y'all there. And it gives me the age group. And I'm going to tell you, it's been congratulating me, family, because more youth been tuning in. It's like in that area, they saying it's growing for the BMore Teen Talk. So my thing is, I'm looking at how stuff working, right? And I'm excited because I'm like, thank you. Mainly knowing, I'm telling you, it's 3 parts of Africa. Maxwell Harris is in Liberia, and he's watching me. Guyana, and it mentions another one. I already know I'm seeing in the UK because it's a lady in the UK that I deal with. Canada. But it gave me like my YouTube. They watching me in other countries. Now, my Twitter which is X. I'm streaming from there. Wait a minute. Where? How you? Wait. Yeah. It didn't put all my streamers up here, but look, I'm gonna run over there real quick to make sure I'm live, and then I'm gonna end this. But I love y'all, and I do this, family, for educational purposes only. Okay? Educational purposes only. That's why I want say counselors, therapists. Hey Betty, and I want people certified professionals. And I know because of the HIPAA laws, I know y'all limited with certain things. You get me? Already know that. But now, if you come, I just want y'all to be able to at least feed somebody in a healthy way. I have no problem if you have your own. Like, come on, Steve, business as a therapist, as a PRP, and you looking for clients. And if you can, say like you in DC, share with them where you at in DC and they can reach out to you. If you're in Delaware, the same. Jersey, the same. Philly, the same. Because understand they watching us. And I don't have a problem if you, like, you can tell them what you do. And they can reach out to you. I can put your information in anyway. But now, if you want to promote and advertise your business to let people know the city you in, your location, reach out to me. It's all about promoting, advertising. I'm trying to get good with marketing. I am. Betty, I am. Betty, a warrior in Baltimore City. She linked on my butt a few times too, because the way I came. But Betty that's awesome woman. I watch a lot of the work she does in Baltimore. Lady J, you know I love you, Queen. So many great people, fam. Time just flies. Hold up, family. Oh, I was getting ready to say, I'm not streaming live. I don't see it up here, but I am streaming live to my ex. I see it. See, sometimes when I'm up here like this, I have to go through my stuff to make sure that my live streams are, visible. But one day, I'm going to have that whole studio production team. But that's all I'm going to have to do, sweet treats, is show up. Cameraman, light man, and then look, on them occasions where I can't come, Dr. Cheney, on them days where I can't show up like this, they can play recordings. I've been setting this thing up. It's just not much, Doc. Get ready to end this, closing out. That's an awesome dude. That's an awesome man. He awesome. I love the way people put the word, how some of them do it, Dr. Cheney. I'm like, oh my God. How is he? How you get that out of there? Wait a minute, family. I don't want to end this. I want to go over to my Twitch. Yep. I love it. And I have somebody who responded to me from Twitch. Y'all know Twitch is normally a game. Amazon has Twitch, but I live stream to it. I love you, BMore City. And I'm going to say, the great citizens of the United States, no matter what city you in, no matter where you at, share the lives, y'all. I need real. You get it? Come on now. I need real warriors. See how I'm trying to watch what I say. I speak out against organized religion. I say organized. Okay? That's not all religion. I'm talking about the ones that want to control and dominate the people. Even when it comes down to politics, to me, they're the same. They are the same. But now, you have some great and amazing politicians that's actually for the people. But when they end session, they got to focus more on the laws. It was telling me to, Rasta, understand I'm an LLC, so I don't depend on government funding. It told me, AI told me this, bro. Now, the program, the housing, and the recreation center, stuff like that, yes, we're going to need funding. But it said when you talk against them, they'll remove that funding. That's one of the reasons why Rasta, I didn't want to deal with the 501c3, because I know how they will come back and snatch that money up. I already know, being a community activist, being a part of Communities United, you got to follow their rules. I already know. And my director at Communities United, she understands why I didn't become a paid organizer. JD, I can say stuff out my mouth. As a community activist, as a community journalist, as a community outreach coordinator, I can say stuff out my mouth that a paid organizer cannot. I already know all that. Already know. But this what I learned in the process. My politicians, because I understand y'all are just lawmakers. I respect your position. Alrighty? Whatever laws y'all create, if it's for the people to prosper, we come up with programs to help people live more accordingly. You get me? To the laws that's created. Now watch this one. If they create laws that will discriminate and tear people apart, our goal is still to create ways and means for you to live a healthy, productive way of life according to the laws. That's why you have organizations, you have businesses, you have programs that comes in with the solution. That's what we do on the grassroots. But you do have some wonderful, amazing politicians that will use their to, once they're there, to convince them either to do stuff to cater to people more, because they voting. That's all it is, for whatever laws they create. No matter what they create, we the ones got to live accordingly, right? We might not like it. My thing is, I don't want you to break the laws. I don't like prison. I was 61 years old, first time I ever been there. I'm talking about on the inside where I couldn't come out because I had a prison commitment for like 10 years. I used to go in there, but I would always leave. I don't see how people can do it. I love the freedom to be able to come and go as I please. Hey, House of Flavor. All right, family. I done went 21 minutes over. I'm going to tell y'all right now, when I finish with this live stream, I guarantee you any amount of money, StreamYard going to clip. They're going to make little clips for me, probably about 20. And they will send them to certain pages. I know it's going to go to YouTube. I already know that. This how they broadcast and advertise and promote the Teen Talk Show, the Couch Conversation, the big mouth bald-head black dude from Baltimore City. Now, when I say big mouth, because I speak up a lot, speak up and out. Baltimore City gave me that name. It was an insult. The big mouth, bald-head black dude. It was an insult. So I said, well, if that's the way they see me, then that's the way I'm going to carry it. But it's like with respect. Don't get it wrong. Okay? So when you hear me say the big mouth, bald head, black dude, it's not an insult. It's just he's a voice. He's a voice for the voiceless. And AI, I've been doing it for a while. So it told me too, a lot of the stuff you're doing, you're educating the ones behind you. So the goal is not to be on the front line as much. It said all that. Because basically you're raising up another generation of warriors, leaders, fighters. All right? And if that's where your heart is at, we want our children to carry the torch. We want our family members to carry the torch. If I ever start doing a lot of the stuff I used to do spicy, over 33 years ago, I know I'm hitting in the wrong direction. I'm going in the wrong direction, you get me? If I start doing a lot of stuff now that I used to do, When I say that, that means I'm practicing being that lying, no good, manipulating person again, that selfish and self-centered individual again. If I find myself practicing that, I done moved away from my spiritual walk. I'm going that way. I got to get back here. I am the queen. I got to get back here. So anytime I find myself practicing old behaviors, bro, you slipping. You get it? A lot of times, watch this, because I always hit this on. Always hit this on. No, you can't have this, Steve. No, you can't do that, Steve. No, no, no. I had to say no to the flesh. You get me? Don't you go back out there trying to line up. I had 8 women at one time, Queen. Now I want 10, 14. No. Then why do you want no? Well, I want to go buy a whole cake and eat it. No. Just get you a slice. You get it? I gotta tell my flesh. Look, baby, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. No. When you got an addicted personality. Cam, no. I know she look good. No. Why? Just a little bit? No. Open that door again like that, man. You probably no. Just for the day. I love y'all. I'm out this time. I'm out. Love y'all, Baltimore City. Love you, TikTok family. Take care, family.